Welcome back. This is All Angles here on eNCA. Let's take you to this story now. There's been a massive explosion at the Engen refinery in Durban. Some community members living close to the refinery say it was just a matter of time before this happened. eNCA's Dasen Thathiah is covering the story for us and joins us live now from around a block of flats, I understand, Dasen, not too far off from the Engen refinery. And the reason you are there is that the incident at the refinery ended up affecting the block of flats where you are, with the fire starting there. What happened?
That's right, Tula. So one part of the story is what happened at the Engen refinery, and as we reported from there in the morning, there were 7 people that were taken into hospital to be treated for smoke inhalation. Fortunately, things seem to be a lot calmer and under control at the refinery. But the other part of the story is what you mentioned, and that's the part that directly affects the residents. And just take a look at this, Tula, while I talk to you. This is what's happened at a block of flats which is a few hundred meters away from the refinery. So residents here report that this morning something landed on the roof on that side that you're seeing now. It caused severe damage to this block on West Road. There was a grandmother and her 2 grandchildren in the flat at the time, and they had to be rushed to hospital as well, also suffering from smoke inhalation. I'm just walking you over to the other side now just to give you a different view. But we are told that there is nothing that remains inside their flat. There was severe damage that was caused as well. The community, as a result of that, is quite upset because, as you may have heard during our earlier interviews, this is not a new concern that they've had regarding the location of the Engen refinery. And speaking about the location of that refinery, Tulas, here it is, right over here on my right, and that's how close it is to this block of flats. To start off with, the block wasn't in a good condition in the first place, and possibly because of years of air pollution. You can see what the outside looks like. So I want to bring in some of the residents now that were here when this incident happened earlier this morning. Morning. Thanks for being willing to chat to us. We understand that all of this happened just after 7 o'clock. You were here. What did you experience?
Okay, at about approximately between 7 and 7:10, I was standing right here waiting for taxi to go to work, and I felt the tremor and I saw the explosion from Engen. And with that being said, the fire was so intense that you could feel the heat distances away, and the fire settled, well, the smoke settled on the roof, and that's when the fire struck in the house. And from that time, we've been standing here, we've been waiting for assistance. There's been no inspector that came out. We are exhausted. We've been here for plus minus 5 hours. We're actually tired, we're frustrated, we are feeling everything. I'm exhausted. I don't even know what to say anymore, honestly.
How badly was the grandmother and her grandchildren affected? Because, I mean, those are your neighbors.
Okay, my neighbor's grandchild, her hands are burns. I'm not sure how much more injury she has. The grandson's also in hospital, he's injured, and the grandmother's there as well.
Were you also here?
I was actually inside when everything took place. At the time, I didn't know what was going on, and when I had ran out, I saw all the thick smoke because we lived directly across from them. There was thick smoke in our lounge circulating through the entire house, and I tried to run out, but our neighbor was screaming, "Grab a bucket, get me water, get me water." At that time, I wasn't really thinking what was going on, so I ran back to try and get our water in the bathroom, but they were screaming, "Get out, get out, get out." We ran out. We've been on here, as she said, approximately 5 hours standing on this road. Nobody's coming to tell us anything. People are walking up, assessing damages. Nobody's telling us where are we going to get accommodation from or anything.
I just want to establish, between the time that you heard the explosion and the time that you noticed the fire here on the roof, how much time did it pass between that?
It was approximately 2 minutes, because it is the fire that caused everything. Yes. As soon as that went off, when the smoke settled onto the roof, the fire started in the house.
What have been your engagements with Engen around these issues previously? I know the community has been vocal about their concerns, the safety concerns about living this close.
Yes, we've been having the same issue for years. Engen doesn't speak to anybody. They never send a representative. Engen is at fault because they're the ones who caused this. They haven't sent up anybody to address our community. We're standing here upset and frustrated. Nobody's coming out to speak to us. We don't know what's going on, and we've been having these issues for as long as I'm alive. There's always been issues with this toxic fumes coming from Engen, and we've been accepting it and tolerating it for years.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best with that. Thulas, just as we wrap, I just want to give you two important points. The one is that as we speak, the MEC for Environmental Affairs as well as a government delegation has been meeting with the Engen management behind closed doors there. And the other is that we have reached out to the public relations person at Engen, but unfortunately we haven't received a response just yet.
All right, Dasen, thank you so much for that update there. That's eNCA's Dasen Thathiah reporting there for us about the other incident that's linked to that explosion at the Engen refinery in Durban.